What's going on, guys? BladeZilla here, and today we are looking at a piece of artwork, a very special, full custom Kirby Lambert white CarboTi Phoenix. Now, if you guys don't know, Recon 1 has these monthly online shows where you spend, I think it's $100 US a ticket, and you can buy as many of those tickets as you want, and you can enter in some lottery pieces. And, you know, trying to support my friends at Recon, and I won a lottery, so I got to check out this guy. So Kirby Lambert, white CarboTi Phoenix. This is truly my first peek at it. I dig, first of all, how it comes with this signature case. That's a nice little touch. And other than that, let's just take a minute here and take this in. Let's look. So right off the top, incredible work, incredible detail. Oh, the pivot collar looks incredible. I'm assuming that's got to be something special. Zerk bolsters. White CarboTi backspacer. CPM 154 on the blade. That's a hand rubbed satin finish as well. Oh, there's a ton of detail on there. So we got a cool one to look at and chat about today. But this is my first peek at this knife, and I wanted it to be legit. First impressions. I'm getting fingerprints already all over this thing. Wow. Look at the liners on that. I don't think I've ever seen that before. That's like... It almost looks, it feels kind of like this textured blue ano, almost like an orange peel. I don't know what that is. Big thick backspacer on there. P.S. This is, I should also say this, other than I've flipped a few of these just friends. This will be my first long look at a Kirby Lambert custom as well. And for those who don't know much about this maker, he's Canadian, just like I am. So, you know, this would be a logical relationship that I would like to get started here at some point. But that's not what this video is about. I'm not getting into every little detail on this. I do have a spec sheet somewhere on this knife that I'll reference as I kind of go through here. But, this is a special knife. So let's get started on it. Let's get some measurements. Let's get some comparisons, some weights, etc. So from what I hear, it's 3 1/4 inch, I think, blade length on this guy. Maybe to the center of the choil, but realistically you're looking at 3 inch sharpened. Overall length of 7.5-ish. Maybe a slight bit more than that, but I'd say 7.5. So it's kind of like a medium-sized knife. Certainly not small and certainly not large. From a weight perspective, I believe it's claimed at 5 ounces. I will weigh this because I can, and why the heck not? But I'm guessing it'll be in that 5 ounce kind of conversation. Let's grab my little cloth here. Any guesses? 5.1. So somewhere around 5.1. Let's just zero that one more time just to make sure. 5.1 again. Okay, so 5.1, which is a, you know, for that size blade, it's a heavier knife. Let's be honest, but this thing is solid. This thing is incredibly solid. So spec-wise, so they're saying 3 1/4, hand-rubbed, satin finish, CPM 154. I didn't actually see anywhere on this blade that said, unless it's hiding in here and I just can't see it, I don't see 154 anywhere. So that is, the jury's still out on that, but I'm assuming it's got to be labeled somewhere. Unless I'm just missing it, which, let's be honest, I miss a lot of things. So I don't see it anywhere. So CPM 154, which is cool. That's, you know, when you're using CPM 154, a lot of custom makers like that steel. It's easy to work with. Good, solid, reliable use. Weight 5.1 ounces. Okay, so I weighed it at 5.1, so that's good. Claim weight. It runs on bearings, which, as you can see, pretty obvious that it's on, well, that it's not on washers. Stone washed, blue anodized tie hardware. And you can see that in here. It does not claim what it is, but I'm guessing T6. And pivot screws with CarboTi pivot collar. So there's that. So that's CarboTi, huh? That's pretty cool. Nice little detail on there. Tie liner lock, obviously. White CarboTi handle scales. So if you don't know, a little more info on that whole program Recon 1's doing. So white CarboTi. You will have seen I've gotten and entered now all 3 of their shows, and I have seen, I won one lottery and I was able to track down another knife from it. So I've seen a couple of these. So right now for 2024, white CarboTi is the material. So a lot of the makers, you know, Hog House, Shirogorov, Chris Reeve, they're using this white CarboTi in all their specialty custom knives, mixed strider, etc. And, you know, Kirby Lambert, I think he had 2 knives that were in this March, is when this show was. And he threw it on the Phoenix model. And I you know, I've seen a lot of knives. This is a tremendous example of a custom because, you know, the video will not do this knife justice based on the, you know, the sparkle that I'm getting on that pivot hardware that's anodized. You know, the gaps in there are incredible. There's nothing. You can't even feel the gap here. It's just so silky smooth. And then this, like, weird, sparkly anode. They're calling it blue tie, but it's textured, so it almost is like an orange peel-ish type thing, which I mentioned, or maybe like an avocado. I don't know what that is, and I don't think I've ever seen that before on any of his knives. We've got a lock bar insert is here. No bevel, well, sorry, I shouldn't say no bevel. No raise to it that I can tell. But it does have a nice little bevel on the liner lock. Really comfortable. Smooth, smooth, smooth execution on those bearings. Zerk bolsters, carbon fiber back spacer, so that's carbon. I wasn't too sure what that was at first, just because it's not super loud. But I guess they're saying that's carbon fiber, which would make sense. And I'm curious to see later on how balanced this is, so if the use of carbon was warranted or not. Tip up Zerk pocket clip, so Zerk pocket clip, that's sexy as hell. Probably one of the reasons why they used carbon, because that's a little heavier. So there you go. But to me, the CarboTi is the sick detail on these. That is just done so well. And then in terms of just the knife itself, guys, like let's put all these cool, sexy features aside. Let's look at this knife for what it is. So 3 1/4. I'm going to say medium-large carry is kind of what you're going to be wanting with this guy. Super, super sick blade. Like, look at this thing. Look at the angles on that. It's like, this is hard to really... Oh my god. Look at that grind, that hand rubbed satin. It's got a nice pinch in the middle of the top here. That's got a lot going on. So 2 big angles on the top of this thing. One, you know, it's matched, symmetrical. So nice pinch in the top. Kind of flats with that Kirby Lambert logo. And then is it hollow? Oh, it's hollow. Ooh. That is super, super sick. That may be one of the nicest finished blades I've seen in a long time. And worthy of the name. So from the knife perspective, the jimping, you know, I have an extra large hand, okay, or extra large glove. So when I put my finger on, you know, it's comfortable, certainly. Would I like it a little further up? Yeah, maybe. But it's certainly comfortable. I can also go ahead and put my finger ahead and further down that blade if need be. But that is just a silky smooth execution. Everything's just smooth on this. Oh, comfortable. It's a classic feel, right? When you look at the actual ergonomics of that handle, you have your front finger, it kind of fits in nicely, and then a nice roll in the back, so it's not going to really spread too much. Your 3 fingers finds home right on the back nicely. Your pistol finger kind of goes in that groove nicely. Everything just fits tremendously well. Your flipper tab jimping, you know, is sharp, absolutely sharp. and precise. And, you know, typically you can see, that's interesting how there's a nice little bowl in the front of it too. And there's no jimping on the edge of that bowl. So nice and smooth. And once again, those liners are still finished all the way around up front. But quite comfortable. I'd say medium light on the detent. Certainly smooth. But the jimping really just begs to be pushed down on top. Nice and smooth. That's sharp as well. Nice thick blade stock, probably in the, oh boy, 5 mil maybe? 4.5 mil range. I don't have calipers and I'm not checking that. But definitely a thick blade. I'm going to check the balance here. And lo and behold, so maybe that's why we got a carbon backspacer. That is perfectly balanced behind the pivot, right where you want it. That is awesome. Love that stuff, man. Internally, let's take a look inside. I don't know if we're going to be seeing too much or if all the detail has actually gone into that blue, but we'll take a look inside. I don't think there's going to be anything in here. Yep, just smooth tie, nothing crazy, no centering lines, just simplicity at its absolute finest. I'm trying to look. I don't know enough about these knives for where they label anything, but I'm guessing you would put something in here somewhere, which I don't see. That's a shame. It almost, am I crazy, or is there something written in the back here underneath? I can't really tell. It might be the kind of knife you have to actually open up, which I will not do, to see if there's any kind of Easter eggs in there. Which oddly enough, that's a funny little coincidence. Today's Halloween weekend, or Easter weekend. So we have the Kirby Lambert kind of spider up there as well, which is on the blade. Nice, beautifully done. And I can already see it's becoming a fingerprint magnet all over the side of the knife here. That's too funny. But that blade is just absolute gorgeous when you look down this thing and you see these side rolled edges on top. Oh my god. And it's silky smooth. Screaming sharp. Screaming sharp edge. Sharpened dead center all the way around. Wow. Just beautifully done. Let's take a look at the centering on this overall. Nothing short of perfect. Yeah, there's a little bit of length to be left in the handle there, so not the tightest fit, but certainly not the worst. You know, a knife like this, is it begging for thumb studs? I have a feeling, I don't know the Phoenix line, but I have a feeling you could easily throw a thumb stud on that blade and not have any issues. In the design, I'm saying, not this knife. But the Torx as well, they seem to be blue anno with some sort of shell around them, some kind of collar. I don't know how close I can get to show that, but hopefully you can see that I'm talking about. It just pops right out with that kind of gray anno on the back end. The white CarboTi itself rolls real beautiful with that light, changing colors. Really, really surprised on that. Probably the nicest use of white CarboTi, and I had a couple Mayos come through here. With the white CarboTi, I had the Shiros come through. I did not get a Chris Reeve and I did not get a Hoghouse, but this has to be the finest use that I've seen, just in the actual cut and use of the actual white CarboTi. Great selection to kind of get, you know, it's rolled first of all, right? So if I look at it this way, it's a rounded piece, and to match it so that the seam, or I guess you'd call it kind of the knotting, I guess, is right in the middle of that rounding. It's just beautifully matched. And then once again on the back, and you're matching the cuts in the wood, so to speak, to that clip. That's just really beautiful detail for a knife that, you know, the design itself is fairly, I'd say simple, right? Nothing crazy. It's just keep it simple, stupid, but the execution is certainly at a different level from what I'm used to. Two screws on the clip, and I would assume we got one underneath holding inside the liner. I don't know where that would be. Oh, it's up under the front of the clip here. Hopefully you can see that. Just under the tip there. Right here. So we got one that's going to be holding that liner inside. Usually there might be one more, but just one this time. And then how is it attached inside here? Let's take a look. It's kind of hard to see. Well, we got one back here on the inside and one on the inside here. Kind of going into the tie frame. So a couple little hidden gems that way. I just think this is an absolute stunning piece, and I'm so fortunate to experience this. This is my first real taste of a Kirby Lambert custom, and I'm in shock. For reference, I'm filming this in March 2024. I think table on this one was $2,000 US, and easily worth that. I can tell you right now, based on materials, fit and finish, customization, everything's well done. It's excellent. Plus, this is to me a knife that I go, okay, I need to immediately understand more of this maker, more of his models and how they fit my personal preferences, because this white CarboTi one is just knocked out of the park. As I said, they did 2 pieces for this March event. The Phoenix, which is this, and then I believe there's one called the Rain, which was more of a traditional white CarboTi, like full-length handle, no bolsters. To me, this is the clear winner of the 2. From my taste, I love tie, and then you add these little sparkling, glittery, avocado-y, orange peely, blue titanium liners, and it's just like this is a BladeZilla knife. Like, for me, this is well executed. It has the detail, but it's not loud, and that's my style, 100%. That was so sick, so well done. No lanyard hole. Keeping it simple, I guess, but no lanyard hole in this design as well. Which is a bit of a, for a style of knife like this, I'm kind of surprised it doesn't have a lanyard hole. That's very interesting to me. I wonder why he doesn't do that, because you'd think there'd be room. With the blade only going that deep, you think there'd be a spot in the back, but... Or maybe it's an option. I don't know. Maybe it's an option on another way they finish it. But based on this cutout here, I'm assuming an option's a thumb stud or a flipper. It works beautifully well as a flipper. Beautiful precise tolerances in this too. Whew. To match that lock bar insert with that kind of tie, they did that really well. Mocha tie. Oh god, this is just a stunning. This is an absolute beast of a knife. Action that's, right on par with anything that's at this price point. Silky smooth, and I just like the way that they match, the Mocha tie with that blue, with the white CarboTi, with the blue hardware, with the blue pivot as well, which is something I didn't actually notice right off the hop. It's kind of got blue anodizing on the insides. That is well done. Oh, it's rare that I get a knife like this that kind of comes through that I get to take a peek at here, that I wouldn't otherwise normally reach out and put it on my hit list. Like all of you, I have a hit list of things that are no questions asked. They pop up, I'm pulling the trigger. Like an F3B, an antique, in the sheer world. This is not one that would be on that list, but it is making a strong case for me of, Kirby Lambert full customs. I need to learn more about this so that when I do the next video on one, because there will be a next one, I would like to be able to speak better about it, but I would also like to appreciate the models that much more, because it is such a stout, strong, solid knife silky smooth finish on that CPM 154 hand rub satin. You just don't get this at a production level at all. And it's so cool to see, you know, one of his customs, one of one, you know, like that's why when I was looking for some internal markings, you know, it's great to have it on the case, which I showed earlier. It's great to have that on the case. I'm hoping there's some marking on this so that, you know, 5-10 years can go by, you know, you lose the case, whatever, and there's a way to track it down. I don't know where that is on this knife, but I'm assuming if I'm a custom maker, I would be putting that somewhere. I just don't know where you do it. And I'm sorry, I don't know. But damn, is that beautiful. Just looking inside here. As I go, there might be something on the inside of this liner here. Beautifully done. Oh my god, this is incredible. And I'm gushing. I'm absolutely gushing at this right now. Because this is not a knife, like I said, that I would normally traditionally pull the trigger on. But based on the Recon 1 lottery selection here with their makers, like, you look at them, you can't go wrong. Like, every single one of them, they're selling full customs at table. So it's like, yeah, enter the lottery, you know, spend your $100, get into the show, get to watch some cool videos, you get to get some cool hardware of the white CarboTi kind of game passes, like the cards here. Now my pile of these is growing like no tomorrow. White CarboTi on the other side, just for reference. And you get to enter lotteries at table. And, you know, winning these customs at table price is now becoming something that doesn't seem to happen very often. So anytime, you know, you look at the makers, like the owner, Sacco, you know, he's picking heavy hitters for these lotteries. And you can't lose, you know? Like, you can't lose getting some of these customs from John Barker and Tom Mayo and Shirgorov, and like, it's a win-win all around. And now Kirby Lambert is on my list of knives that I want to learn more about, check out, personally, just because of this piece alone. I've reached out to Kirby Lambert as well to get the conversation rolling on that side of things, and I would gladly take a look at any of his knives just based at looking at this one alone. Incredible detail, incredible craftsmanship, ticks all the boxes, and it's my style, which is harder and harder to find in the day and age of super dress becoming like almost normal. So this is about as dressy as I want, and it's still subdued, but man, the details are just out of the park. And I can't get over this, like, that's nuts. That's one of the nicest knives I've had. It's right up there with some other full customs. Any day of the week. Silky smooth too. Whew. Alright guys, well that is a quick video. I know I'm not going to gush on you and talk about this one too long. But I just wanted to do a quick video on the white CarboTi Phoenix, Kirby Lambert. And, you know, show you guys this while I had it in front of me. And give you my real initial impressions on a new knife. So I'm super stoked. You know, I didn't really go too much into detail, I hope, but I think this is a winner. I could probably just say that another 15 times, and still wouldn't be enough. Alright guys, well that is it for me. Have yourselves a great week. Check out the site, BladeZilla.ca, where a lot of the knives featured on this channel are available and ready to ship in Canada. Okay guys, have yourselves a great week, and we'll talk soon. Peace.